Hello friends, I hope you are all well today. This is Mudassar from PhoneYear and I'm here with Vivo Y53s. It's the latest smartphone from Vivo in their affordable segment, which is the Y series. And today's video is about the battery test and camera performance of this phone. But what is so special about this phone? Well, there are three things. One is the 64 megapixel camera, which is a GW3 sensor coming from Samsung. So that is why I assume a very good low light performance. Then there is an 8 GB RAM on board. You can also add 4 GB extra extended memory from the internal storage that this phone can do for you. It will do it automatically. You just have to activate from the toggle key and there will be 12 GB RAM for your multitasking. Then there is a 33 watt flash charge. Earlier we were having 18 watt chargers on Y series phone, which is now a 33 watt flash charge for its 5000 mAh battery. Now the chipset is not included in this list because we are having a MediaTek Helio G80 chipset on board, which is not a very new chip. So that is why this is not a very primary feature of this phone. So before starting our test, let's have a full specs rundown. And one more thing guys, please take care of this channel, subscribe to it and press the bell icon for the notifications. So coming back to our test, let's start with the battery charging and drain test. So here we go, Vivo Y53s is fully charged in 1 hour and 13 minutes. By the way, if you charge your phone without turning it off, it will take some more time. I did it and it took around 20 to 25 more minutes. Let's jump to drain the battery by running a few movies continuously. Y51s gave us some 13 hours of backup in the same test and Y31 2021 model gave us some 20 hours. Let's see what we are going to see on this phone this time. And here it ends with 14 hours and 40 minutes, which is I think a very okay time. It does not compete Vivo's own Y31 2021, but I think it's an average performance by Vivo's own standard. And now let's do some gaming and see how the battery and chipset performs at the time of gaming. So as we know, Vivo Y53s has this Helio G80 chipset, but on Antutu, Vivo Y53s scored 245209. That is a moderate result and a little behind what Helio G85 can produce, but it is far better than some of the G80 phones in our database. We really wish it had at least G95 chipset, but let's take a look at some of the positive things. Well, I played PUBG several times on this phone on 4G and Wi-Fi and never had a bad experience so far, which is a good thing. This phone allows up to HD graphics on PUBG, but you can also decrease them to increase the frame rates for a smoother performance. By the way, Vivo Y53s has a multi-turbo 5.0 on board that ensures a smooth gaming performance by taking care of the resources and ensuring everything is allocated to the game. Well, in an hour, this phone can drain 14% battery on PUBG on 4G mobile data. It could be 15, 16 or even 17% if you are a pro gamer or you like to engage in close fights, but that will also depend upon the surrounding temperature. So going this way, you can have a 6 to 7 hours of the battery backup for the games like PUBG. Vivo Y53s gives you 60 Hz of screen refresh rate. I think 90 Hz could have been much better. Well, for the battery, the drain rate looks quite reasonable to me. If you're a kind of person who likes to play some games, make a phone calls and do some social media activity and click some photos as well, you can have a battery drain rate of around 30 to 35% in 6 hours, which looks quite decent to me. But if you're an extreme user or a TikToker, maybe the battery could die on you in just 8 to 9 hours. So let's start with the camera. I think Vivo Y53s Camera is its primary feature, and during our test we found the Y53s Camera does a pretty good job with both images and videos. I happened to come across this beautiful little creature, so I started shooting it. As you can see, the video looks colorful and rich with details. By the way, it's always challenging for the smartphone in this price category to focus on such a tiny subject such as this. Let's take some pictures here as well, and as you can see, they are equally colorful and full of details. The bokeh on the right is really nice, and also we can see super macro mode working fine here as well. Although you may not find the same colors and saturation and brightness on super macro mode as the standard photo, but the details are really good. Unfortunately, there is no 4K video feature and you are only limited with 1080p resolution, but the good thing is this is having an EIS that is active by default. Take a look at the stable video and the 2x and 4x result on the right. The Vivo Y53s zoom can only go up to 4x in both video and the image mode. Let's take a look at another video and see for yourself the autofocus, colors and the level of details. The HDR mode is active by default and I would suggest keep it that way for most of the time. You can see here very colorful images and lots of details. Even the sun is there. The far off objects look very clear to me in this frame, which is very unusual on the smartphone in this price category. So guys, this is the front camera. I'm recording 1080p resolution video, and unlike the rear camera, there is no stabilization EIS on the front, so you have to live with it. Well, if you want to make use of the beauty mode on the front camera, you have to switch to the 720p resolution. There is nothing on 1080p resolution, so let me turn on this beauty feature. So some of the beauty effects are in place, so as you might see, the video looks like a bit different from the original one. There is some sort of makeup going on my face, and this is like this. So you can make use of quite many things on this phone. So guys, you just saw the day performance of Vivo Y53s Camera. I think it's a good performance for both videos and still shots. What kind of performance this camera can give you at night? Right now I'm shooting this video from the front camera. It's a 16 megapixel lens, as I've told you. There is no flashlight for the videos, which is very unfortunate, but for images, yes, there is a flashlight. There is an aura screen light as well. Right now I'm making use of a street light, and you can for yourself see how this front camera can perform in such a situation. As I move away from the light, you can see the quality. Well, for this price range, I think the camera quality is pretty much good. Well, the night mode is a moment saver, and I would say that use it very frequently. It simply outperforms standard and 64 megapixel modes, but in the low light and at night, the night mode is a real performer. So guys, the camera performance looks very good to me in this price category. I think it can give a very tough competition to rivals. Maybe it can outperform them. Overall, I think Vivo Y53s is a very good performer. The battery is doing fine. The multitasking has no issues. Although there is MediaTek G80 on board, but that does not disappoint. Well, the camera is really a performer on this phone. So what do you think? Is it a good choice in this price range? Do let me know in the comment area, and I really appreciate if you could subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. See you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.